Hello and welcome to this week's LOLC Securities Weekly Market Roundup. I'm Tharindu Amarasekara.
And I am Megara Vijayamana. This is the sound of profitability. According to Deputy Minister of Finance and Planning Harshana Suryaperuma, Sri Lanka has received foreign direct investments of $197 million as of the first quarter of 2025.
This figure is expected to increase over time according to the minister. He further stated, in terms of revenue projection, we are expecting nearly $4 billion from this segment. And as of now, the numbers are increasing. $900 million nearly is being clocked as of now.
Sri Lanka's tea crop in April reached a 5-year high at 26.3 million kilograms according to Asia Siaka Commodities plc. All three elevations recorded a sharp gain, resulting the national total to increase to 26.3 million kilograms. This was a sharp increase by 21% from last year's 21.6 million kilograms.
Tea production for the period January to April has risen by a healthy 10% year-on-year to 88.3 million kilogram, but is still lower than the 2021 4-month figure of 104 million kilogram. Low growns have recorded the highest gain, rising from 48.5 million kilogram to 51.6 million kilogram, followed by high growns with 20.2 million kilogram, which are up by 17% or 2.2 million kilogram year-on-year, and medium growns which have risen by 15% from 14.3 million kilogram to 16.4 million kilogram.
Sri Lanka Central Bank has cut its single policy rate by 25 basis points to 7.75% with the aim of pushing up inflation to the 5% target. The decision, the bank's first cut since November last year, came as the country continued to experience negative inflation. Headline inflation was -2% in April, although the central bank said deflationary pressures had begun to ease in March when the figure was -2.6%. Sri Lanka Central Bank has created less than 1% inflation over 31 months since external monetary stability was restored in September 2022.
Here are the corporate highlights of the week. NSB recorded the highest ever profit before tax for the year 2024, which was 26.3 billion rupees.
NSB Chairman Harsha Cabral said, "This is a momentous success and a major increase from the 4.2 billion rupees in 2023. Furthermore, the BOC Chairman Kavinda Dizoisa said, BOC recorded the highest profit before tax of 106 billion rupees, the highest profit achieved by any institution, bank or company in Sri Lanka in its entire history."
Sri Lanka's first multinational textile manufacturer, Teejay Lanka, has posted a remarkable 152% year-on-year growth for the financial year ending 31st March 2025. Profit after tax of the Teejay Group was recorded at 2.8 billion rupees. The strong bottom-line performance was driven by rapid execution of strategic initiatives, effective cost optimization, and Teejay's ability to leverage its multinational presence in Sri Lanka and India. The group also reported a revenue of rupees 67 billion, marking a 10% increase from the previous year. This growth was driven by favorable sales mix and increased demand, achieved despite market challenges and the appreciation of the rupee against the US dollar. The group has recorded a gross profit of LKR 7.9 billion, a 56% increase compared to the same period last year.
And now it's time for the ESG update with Tharindu.
News from the ESG sector. New York's governor announced a 2026 budget that allocated a $1 billion funding for climate action. This is the largest amount allocated ever in the history of the state. The Sustainable Future program will inject over 1 billion rupees into decarbonizing New York's economy. Key investments include $450 million plus for building emissions reduction through clean heating and energy retrofits, $250 million plus towards electric school buses, electric vehicle charging stations, and NYSERDA's Charge Ready New York. Another $2 million for expanding the renewable energy projects and thermal energy networks at public institutions. These initiatives aim to reduce household energy costs, modernize energy infrastructure, and create green jobs across all regions. Here's Megara with the international update of the week.
Vietnam Electricity have raised tariffs by 4.8% from May 2025 due to high cost of imported fuel and the cost of renewables due to the currency depreciation of the country, making it the fourth price hike since 2023.
EVN started to run losses in 2022 after a spike in global commodity prices amid Federal Reserve money printing and has been steadily raising prices. Since early 2023, electricity prices have been increased by 3%, 4.5%, followed by two increases of 4.8%. Under Vietnam price mechanism, the EVN can raise prices below 5% without the line Ministry of Cabinet approval. Price hikes between 5% and 10% must get approval of the line ministry, and above 10%, the Cabinet, Vietnam News Agency said.
And that's it for this week's LOLC Securities Weekly Market Roundup. No matter what investment decision you make it with the right intel. We will see you in a brand new week.